This is the Morning Fix with Bhargav.
It is 6 minutes past 8 on the clock, and you're listening to the Morning Fix on Radio 44 100.8 FM in Nairobi City. You're watching live on radio44.co.ke. With me in the studio, I have Isis, member of the National Board of Directors of the Theosophical Society in Brazil, director of the Theosophical Diffusion Department, international speaker who has given lectures in over 34 countries, a lawyer, member of the Theosophical Society since 1968. Woo, those are a lot of accolades for you, Isis. Welcome to the show, first of all.
Thank you very much.
It's a pleasure having you here. But, for the uninitiated and unversed, what exactly is Theosophy?
Yes, the word Theosophy comes from Greek Theos and Sophia. Theos means God, Sophia means wisdom. So we suppose there is wisdom of God, from where all religions come from, all science, all philosophy, arts. So it is the wisdom of nature, it is the wisdom of the ages, and we are looking for this Theosophy.
Okay. All right. So we have Isis with us all the way till 9 a.m. If you have any questions about the Theosophical Society, hit us up right away. 0758 123 444. We are going to be chatting with her all about it also right here on the Morning Fix. And starting us off this hour, I've got Arjun Kanungo with Gala Tipsy. Yeah, good morning once again. With me in the studio is Isis. I've already mentioned all the accolades she has. Let's just say Theosophical Society wouldn't be possible without Isis. Let's put it that way. Let's just put it that way. It's easier. But you have mentioned what Theosophy is all about.
Yes.
Now, what is the aim of the Theosophical Society across the globe? Because you're spread all over.
Yes,
we were just chatting. You've been in Russia. You've been in Serbia. You've been in Zambia. You're going to go to Zambia. You've been in Kampala. So what are the core teachings and how can they benefit mankind in general?
Well, as I told you, we are searchers of this true wisdom of life. And the aim of the Theosophical Society, we may say, is that to show that this wisdom of life exists. And we should look for it. Instead of living not meaningful lives and suffering and all that, we should look for this wisdom. And there are no core teachings that are compulsory. We just study together, we get to some conclusions, but no one has to accept anything that it's not on his or her filter. It's up to you to know what is best for you.
Right.
And so we get to some consensus.
Okay.
But not compulsory. I say most theosophies believe in karma, reincarnation, evolution. Most theosophies are vegetarian. But you don't have to believe in anything of that. You don't have to be a vegetarian to be a theosophist. But when we get together, when we talk, when we search, we write books and things like that, sometimes you get convinced of certain things, certain laws of nature. If you kick a dog will bite you,
Yeah.
There are always consequences on your actions. And so it's up to you to accept or not the teachings. There is no
Rule
doctrine that is imposed.
Right.
Although from the old ages, especially old Christianity, old Hinduism, old Buddhism, we get a lot of knowledge and we try to apply in our lives.
Fair enough. So it's search for true wisdom. Now, how you accept things is upon you.
Yes, exactly.
Fair enough. But now, any organization or society, for that fact, doesn't fit the usual mass public ideology, right, of a belief. And then they suddenly, if they don't believe, for example, now searching for true wisdom, they kind of say, okay, now this particular society might just be a cult. You know, they just say,
Yes.
okay, this is a cult, because
Yes.
I probably am not. I don't know what they're talking about. So if it's a small group of people who are abiding by something, then it becomes a cult. What are your thoughts about this?
I think the Theosophical Society is just the opposite of that, because when there is a cult, there is a special special teaching that everybody has to accept. It has a leader that everyone has to follow, and if you don't follow, you are certain left aside. The Theosophical Society is just the opposite. We are free thinkers. We are searchers, and it's up to you, to any of us, to accept or not. So we are not sect at all.
Okay, fair enough. You've heard her. If you have any questions regarding Theosophical Society, you know the number to dial. That's 0758123444. Send in a WhatsApp. Chat with us right now. Chat with Isis, who's going to be here all the way till 9 a.m. as well. We have more questions for her. She's not going anywhere. But for now, here is Shilpa Rao, Carlisa Montero, Vishal and Shaker taken off at the new movie that is a blockbuster, Pathan, a Besharam Rang, coming your way.
Nothing but hits after hits. Radio 44. Your music, your life.
8 with me in the studio is Isis, member of the National Board of Directors of the Theosophical Society in Brazil, director of the Theosophical Diffusion Department, and international speaker who has given lectures in over 34 countries. She's a lawyer and, of course, has been a member of the Theosophical Society since 1968. Pleasure having you here, Isis, once again. We are talking all about the Theosophical Society, and I have multiple questions that have come in also. One is about religion. How is it different from the norms of religion as we know it, the Theosophical Society?
Well, somehow we try to search for the essence of religion. And the essence of Christianity is not different from the essence of Buddhism, of Hinduism, of Judaism, of Muslim culture. You know, we try to search the origin of all religions. That is not different from the origin of science and philosophy. So we don't have a set of rules that goes in a certain direction, as some religions, some institutionalized religions have.
Yeah.
So let's say it like that. We search for the essence of religion,
Okay.
not the institutional part of it.
Fair enough. Understood. So basically, you're looking at what all religions are kind of driving to.
Yes.
Not saying that you need to go this way, but
Yes.
this is the goal. Right?
Yes, yes.
Understandable. But you've also been conducting a series of talks this entire week at the National
Yes.
Lodge of the Theosophical Society,
Yes.
right here on 3rd Parklands.
Yes.
Tonight's going to be the last one.
Yes.
Yeah. So how has the experience been so far for you?
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. I knew already Mr. Narendra Shah and his lovely wife, Pratibha Shah. I knew them from India, from Holland, from all places that we have met before. And it's my first time in Kenya, so and the receptivity has been so good. People are so nice. Food is delicious. I have been enjoying myself a lot here.
Oh, wow, that's lovely. But I was particularly interested in your talk regarding what changes the planet expects from us.
Yes, yes.
Could you summarily explain what these changes are that the planet expects from us?
Well, we try to focus on the fact that you can live in a way that you try to take advantage to yourself, not bothering if it damages future generations, or if damage other people, or if damage the planet, right?
Yeah.
So this posture, we call it the posture of the I.
Okay.
I want, and you, it's your problem.
Okay. Right, okay.
And this attitude, this selfish attitude, has led to many problems in the planet. We try to show that when we change, we shift and think of what is good for we, change the I for the we, then we care for the planet, then we care for the people, then we have much more healthy relationships. So it's more or less like that. Some ecological advices like reutilize, use less, recycle, but it's this caring attitude that makes you a person that will help the planet instead of a person that will damage the planet.
Fair.
And another point that we consider is that this I attitude is somehow a mistake. And this mistake creates for you a lot of suffering and creates a lot of suffering around you. On the other hand, the attitude of the we is much more inclusive, much healthier, and also there are manipulations that make society, let's say it like that. When in the past they used to say that had no soul and they could be taken as slaves. This is a mistake, but a mistake that takes a lot of consequences, right? Hitler wanted to convince the Germans that they were superior to other people, and some Germans were mistaken by this manipulation, and that led to a lot of wars. Nowadays, some countries try to impose their system in other countries, and this leads to wars and things like that. So, we try to connect to our true nature, to our divine nature, to avoid these mistakes that have personal consequences and also social consequences.
Fair enough. So forget the I, think about the we. That is what basically will bring a positive change towards the planet Earth. Yes. Super. If you've got any questions for Isis, she's here in the studio for a couple more minutes. So hit us up right away on 0758-123-444. Talk all about the Theosophical Society. Right here in the studio in this hour with me is Isis, a member of the National Board of Directors of the Theosophical Society, which she joined in 1968. She is based off of Brazil, but has traveled to over 34 countries, given lectures there as an international speaker, and is the director of the Theosophical Diffusion Department as well. Isis, as humans, according to the Theosophical Society's teachings, what is our purpose on this planet? Is it just, quite a few religions actually say you need to have more children because that's how you're going to take forward our religion. So how is it different from that in Theosophical Society's teachings?
Well, very different, because as I told you, we are searchers, we are free thinkers, so there is no compulsory belief. And the purpose of life is up to each one of us to decide, right? If you ask me personally, I may tell you that I think that the purpose of life is to evolve until I am able to manifest the divine nature completely through this personality.
Okay.
And that may take some days, some months, some years, some lives, maybe the purpose of life is all of us become like Master Jesus, or like the Buddha, like Muhammad, like Krishna, and I don't think I will be able to do that in the next 10 years or in the next 10 days. So it's like a classroom that if you come in the first day, let's say a child comes in the first day of a year, and the teacher writes on the blackboard everything that has to be learned in that year. Will the child be able to learn everything in one day? Of course not. He has to come back and come back and come back and come back and come back until the whole content of the year has to be learned, you see.
Yeah.
So I think the content to be learned is to become like Jesus, to become like Buddha, perfect beings completely manifesting their divine life. But that needs some effort and some different moments of life. And that's the more we get to our spiritual nature, the more our life becomes more significant.
Okay.
And we are happier. And well, the Dalai Lama says that we have the right to be happy. But we have to learn how to do it,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And so that's a learning process.
Right.
That's, but I cannot say that everyone in the Theosophical Society will define the purpose of life like I did.
Correct.
Because it is for each one of us to define what we think is the right understanding.
Right, so there is no set thing, again saying the same thing. There's nothing set for the Theosophical Society saying that you need to do this. It could be what you feel like, what happens inside your mind, right?
Although
Yeah.
we study together, and
course.
sometimes we get to some consensus.
Right.
And generally people think that to have a small meditation every day is very good to awaken the latent powers inside yourself,
Yes.
the divine powers. But so a lot of people say, oh, it's good to meditate every day.
Yeah.
But it's not compulsory, you see.
Fair enough. I understood. So nothing's compulsory.
Yes.
Let's put it that way, right?
Yes.
Properly put. Now, but karma and reincarnation play an important role. You've mentioned that in the start as well.
Yes.
In Theosophy, is it right to say that what we do in our current life can benefit the next one according to Theosophy?
Yes. According to my understanding of Theosophy, perfect.
Yeah.
Everything you do has consequences.
Right.
And as we come several days in the school of life, what we didn't learn in this day, we will learn the next one, or we will pass through the same challenges again.
Yeah.
If you put your finger on the socket, you get
Electrocuted,
shock.
yeah.
Yes, and then you know what are the consequences of putting your finger there, right?
Yeah.
So it's always a question of cause and effect, and karma is that, cause and effect. It's the law of Newton, that every action creates a reaction, but well, somehow it is understood that this doesn't work only in the physical level. Your mental attitudes, your emotional attitudes, your physical attitudes, they have different degrees of consequence. For instance, Hitler, the best example. How many people were killed under his orders? But maybe he didn't dirty his hand with blood. But his mental attitude made a lot of suffering, right? And this is more than a soldier that is executing orders, but it's not connected with the act itself of killing, you see.
Yeah.
So there are, let's say, karma works in different levels, but always some action produces a reaction.
Fair enough. Well, you've heard it from Isis. Thank you so much for coming by to our studios. It was a pleasure having you here, and I wish you all the best for the future. Thank you once again, Isis.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure to be here. In Nairobi has receiving me so well. I really thank you for that.
Thank you. I hope you have a lovely day. Cheers.
Thank you.